Hello, everybody out there. It's Friday Focus. It's 10 a.m. Eastern, and I'm here. I'm Laura Berman Fortgang. I come to you every Friday, well, just about every Friday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern, with what I'm calling Friday Focus, to give you something to think about, to chew on for the weekend. You know, a lot of people do the Monday morning message, but I like to do the Friday, kind of go into Friday with something that you're thinking about or doing. Thanks for joining me. I'm stretching here a little bit, let people come on and join us. But thank you for being here. If you're on Instagram, I can see your comments. If you're on one of the other platforms where we're streaming, if you use StreamYard, I can see your comments pop up right in front of me. And I hope you will say hi. How's it going? So every week I come to you with something that I rip from the headlines, as they say, right? So I try to find something that went on during my week coaching clients that could be pertinent and relatable to everybody. And this week, I'm actually using something from my own life. So this week, we're going to talk about what happens when life gets in the way of your goals. So this is based on, what I'm going through right now, but I know this is universal for other people because I see it all the time, right? So for the sake of privacy of those involved, I'm not going to share what I'm dealing with, but, I've dealt with my kids in and out of hospitals for 16 years. I've dealt with the passing of a parent, getting the new parent set up, all kinds of things. And so there are times in your life when big things happen, right? Sometimes it's just huge things, unfortunately, a passing of somebody or an accident or a health crisis or a natural disaster, which we're unfortunately seeing more and more of. So, those things are going to bring things to a halt, obviously. But I'm talking about the things that linger, the things that, are important for us to pay attention to, and yet can really take us away from our job search, that business we're building, our jobs, or something that we're trying to do. And it's so easy to feel like, you're always trying to climb out of the busyness to get to the thing you really want to do. So that's what I want to talk about today, is what happens when something that you can't control takes over your schedule. How do you keep everything else going? It's a matter of priorities, right? And I know that if you've ever had something happen that, or even, natural disasters or things that we've seen in the news that stop our lives, it really makes you look at what's important. So priorities become really clear. And obviously you're going to take care of the emergency, but also your other priorities become really clear. You can see where you waste time normally, or where you're doing unnecessary tasks. So when you are starting to carry something that is taking up a lot of your schedule and it has to be done and it's taking you away from everything else, you need to prioritize in the biggest way and start doing a few things. One, don't use it as an excuse. I know that sounds harsh, but a lot of times when we're really busy or stressed by something, it's easy to say, well, I can't do anything because this is going on in my life right now. Now, there's an appropriate time for that. And then there's the time for don't use it as an excuse. So the same thing I tell my clients, hey, everybody, when they're just doing a normal thing to get their dreams come true, I always say, just do one thing a day. And that comes down to those emergency crises too. If you can have the wherewithal, you need to do one thing a day to move the needle on that thing, whether it's your business or your job search or whatever it is that you're up to. One thing a day, keeping it at the forefront, delegating everything that you can. We think we need to do it all, and there's no better time than when people say, what can I do to help you? That you actually let them help you. Give them a small assignment, have them do something, have them do a phone call. Just recently, with what I'm coping with, there was a phone call that I knew was going to put me on hold for a really long time. And I just didn't have the time to do it, but I needed that information. And someone asked me, what can I do for you? I said, this would be amazing. It took them 40 minutes and it saved me hours, right? Because the psychic hours of doing something, how tired you get from doing something. All right. So you're delegating. Also, you got to ask, you have to let people support you. Right. So you may not have time. Like when you're in a crisis, there's not the time to air it out with a friend or to vent sometimes. But I know I tell my friends, like, just keep texting me. We don't need to talk, but if you just text me and tell me you're thinking of me, it gives me a boost. Right. So let people support you. When you're in a crisis is the time that, your gym routine and your eating go out the door. Now, there may not be time for the gym, but keeping your food as nutritious and as helpful as you can, even though you want to stress eat, right? I'd rather have a bag of potato chips than something with protein, but it's the time to keep your energy good and really maximizing your time. Like I said, the priorities become clear. So it's like you don't have time for the nonsense. You don't have time for drama. You don't have time for that person that's going to suck your brain about anything, even if it's a family member who can't handle the crisis and they want to, take you down with them in their emotions. Like, this just becomes a time to be really clear about what your priority is, whether it's taking care of yourself or a sick person or something that's happened in your life or clearing something up. So I get it. Life is real. Things happen. There's big things that stop our lives. And then there's the things that are going to have to keep going, but they shouldn't get in the way of you. They shouldn't get in a way in such a way that you just give up and say, I can't do the things that I need to do for me or for my business or for my goals. So that's our message for today, is that shit happens, but don't use it as an excuse. Get lots of support, delegate, let those priorities come to the top, and try to sometimes let a lot of things go. The good old Frozen song, you just got to let things go. All right. So I wish you the best. I hope you're not going through this right now, but it comes in so many forms for all of us. So don't stop, even if you're in a crisis mode. Obviously, you have to stop and deal with the immediate crisis, but as you get back to life, don't give up on yourself. All right. So this is Friday Focus, every Friday morning, 10 a.m. Eastern. And those of you on Instagram, check out my link because I'm closing registration. We start next Wednesday, September 8th. Hi, Libby. With our, that's exactly what you needed to hear today. Thank you, Facebook user. Those of you who can see across the bottom of my screen, those of you on Instagram, go check out my link, that we are closing the doors. We start Wednesday with our final round of 2021 of the online experience. Now what? So if you're thinking of what else you should be doing with your life, you want to go to that link and check it out. I have to close the doors after the weekend. I have room for 1 or 2 more people, and I'd love it to be you. So anyway, have a great weekend, everybody. Thank you for joining me, and keep tuning in. Take care.